Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hakaraja Rave, and I'm here with my recap and review of Boruto anime episode number 246, which is titled A Heavy Loss. And I have to say, I was not expecting Kagura to be killed off. I really thought that he was going to be severely injured like Seiren, and then he'll probably end up being off screen until he tries to recover and whatnot. And his injury is what leads to the emotional burden that Boruto and his team needed in order to continue fighting with Funumashi and his small army. But no, he's dead. He is dead, which narratively it makes sense because Boruto and the rest of the ninjas are at war, and war needs to have casualties in it. But yeah, I was not expecting Kagura to die, and I really have to hand it to the anime writers for how they handle the entire scene and whatnot. So yeah, the episode actually starts with scenes that we already saw in the previous episode, with Funumashi taking Kagura hostage, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to make you feel what I felt when Seiren was injured. And he ends up a water blade right through Kagura's chest in front of Boruto and the rest. All of them are standing here, and I'm like, wow. Again, why Salad didn't put Funumashi under Genjutsu, I have no idea. But yeah, Kagura is on the floor. He's severely injured, and of course, everyone is angry. They're like, "How could you do this? How could you do this?" And all of them rush towards Funumashi, and Funumashi ends up activating his jutsu, his water-style imminent danger jutsu, in order to basically dodge through everyone. He's running away. He's basically trying to run away, and he uses the water jutsu to basically, he like zigzags through all of them. He takes away Buntan's sword, and I think he takes away Buntan's sword if I remember correctly. But yeah, he thinks that he's safe now. But Boruto, and this was another surprise. I was not expecting Boruto to activate his karma seal in front of everyone, but it makes sense, and we do get an explanation about, even though he has been taking Amado's pills, he is able to tap into the karma seal without the threat of Momoshiki taking over. We do get an explanation, Boruto talking about that as the episode progresses. But yeah, Boruto ends up activating his karma mark. He's very, very angry. He's very, very emotional because of what Funumashi did to Kagura, and he ends up attacking Funumashi. And yeah, this particular scene made me laugh a bit because in order to save animation, I think they were on a tight animation budget, because they didn't necessarily show us Boruto getting into a hand-to-hand fight with Funumashi. The camera basically panned towards the sky. Not panned, basically, my bad. It just directed itself towards the sky, and then we came back. It was basically Boruto hitting Funumashi with a Rasengan, and I'm like, you could have shown us a bit of a hand-to-hand combat between these two. But yeah, I guess again they were on a tight budget, I would assume. But anyway, it's clear that Funumashi stands no chance against the karma-activated Boruto. Funumashi gets hit by a Rasengan, and the fact that Funumashi was still able to survive being hit by a Rasengan this close, I'm like, okay, so Funumashi is a dangerous ninja. He's formidable enough. So yeah, he's injured, and his people come in and they're like, Funumashi, we need to go. And he's like, no, I won't go. I want my revenge. How can I let these people live? I want to avenge Seiren's injury or death. Again, I'm not really sure if she's dead or not. Who was it? Yeah, Tenma and Asari do end up getting a message about Seiren's being injured. But the way that Funumashi has been acting, it's as if, you know what, maybe she really died. Who knows? I'm not really sure. So anyway, Funumashi retreats with his people, and Boruto and the rest end up diverting their attention towards Kagura, and Hibichiko ends up sewing up the wound. But yeah, it's not working. The bleeding won't stop, even though Salad and Iwabi are working their medical ninjutsu on Kagura. And I'm like, doesn't Mitsuki know a bit of medical ninjutsu? I would have liked to see Mitsuki do something. But now Mitsuki is like, you know what, considering the seriousness of these injuries, we can't really do much for him due to the location that we are in right now. And Kagura knows that he's going to die, and he's kind of at peace with it, I guess. And he's like, you know what? I'm just happy that all of you guys are around me, and I'm just happy that I'm going to leave my responsibilities to you. He basically ends up saying goodbye to everyone, even though Salad, Baruto, and the rest want him to rest up. And yeah, he's like, no. I know that I'm going to die, and I'm basically on borrowed time right now. So let me speak. Let me say what I want to say. And he ends up handing Hibichiko a petition which states that he wants all three of them to roam free after the mission is complete. And Hibichiko is like, you know what, I can understand you doing this for Keoho and Buntan, but I tried to assassinate you. I also ran away. And Kagura is like, but you didn't run away. You came back, you helped your friends, and I appreciate that. I'm grateful for that, and I just want all three of you to be free. And Hibichiko starts crying, and then Kagura turns to Boruto, and he's like, Boruto, do me a favor, one last favor, please protect this village. And yeah, Bruto's like, of course I'm going to protect this village, and Kagura just dies. And I'm like, wow, again, I was not expecting Kagura to die. I was not. And then we cut to Chojuro, and yeah, basically both of their fleets are at a standstill. And yeah, Chojuro understands that they're stalling for time because they got Kagura's message about how there's another part of the Funato clan's army that's making its way on land. And yeah, Chojuro is like, you know what, we have to keep on waiting. We have to see what our enemy does before we retreat. Because our enemies don't know that we know about the land, the thing that they're planning on land. And then we cut to Tenma and Asari, and this is where we get a scene between these two brothers, and we get to learn that Tenma is very hot-headed. He doesn't like waiting around, and he's like, you know what, Asari, we have to strike right now. We have to go. We can kill Chojuro, and if we have Chojuro's head, then we'll win and whatnot. And Asari is like, no. You need to keep your cool. We have to think about this strategically. Seiren is leading our army on land, so we have to trust her. We have to stick to the plan. And then Tenma is like, you know what, big brother, you're the one who was always big brain and strategic. I'm hot-tempered. And this is where we get to learn that Tenma was basically adopted by the Funato clan's leader's army, and we got to see Tenma growing up as an orphan, and then one day he ended up seeing Arumi. I guess his name is Arumi, right? The name of the leader. And he saw Arumi basically kill everyone, and Tenma is like, yep, I want to be as strong as you. And he tries to attack Arumi, and he's like, take me with you. And Arumi, I think he ends up appreciating the guts that this child has, and he's like, yep, I'll take you with me. And then this is where Tenma ends up meeting Asari and Seiren, and I'm like, the art could have been better. Just look at how Tenma is standing right here. And then we got to see Tenma training with Asari and becoming stronger. And as far as Tenma is concerned, his priority is to make Arumi acknowledge him as a powerful part of the family, and that's why Tenma is like, you know what? If I go and kill Chojuro, Dad will be impressed, and I want to impress Dad. And he's basically not thinking about the big picture, and that if he ends up going to attack Chojuro on his own, that's a very huge risk. And while these two brothers are talking, this is where they end up receiving a note talking about how Seiren has been injured, and that the plan isn't necessarily going the way that they wanted. And of course, Asari is like, uh-oh. And Tenma is like, yep, this is the moment. We need to strike. We need to strike right now. And Asari is like, no, Tenma, don't do anything rash. We have to rethink. We have to re-strategize. And of course, Tenma doesn't listen to him. And then we cut to Kagura being buried under the tree near the village, and I'm like, shouldn't those two friends that Kagura had, we have been seeing them over the past 2-3 episodes. I'm not really sure if they were there during this scene or maybe I missed them, but I think they weren't there. I was actually expecting those friends to be there, but maybe they got evacuated. Who knows? But yeah, everyone says their goodbyes, and yeah, Kagura has been buried. And then we cut to their headquarters, and everyone is trying to think about what to do next. They're like, you know what? We can't let Kagura die and win. We have to retaliate. We have to attack the Funato clan. And this is where Salad is like, yes, I understand where you're coming from, Boruto and Kawaki, because Kawaki is kind of siding with Boruto over this. And Salad is like, but we have to re-strategize. We have to remain calm. And Funomashi and his people know that this is our headquarters, and they will basically attack again very, very soon. We have to be ready. We have to reinforce the village. We can't just let the village get destroyed because Kagura wanted us to protect the village. And as all of them are talking, this is where they're like, you know what, so who's going to lead us? Who's going to take Kagura's place? Who's the leader that we need to listen to? And everyone votes, and yeah, Salad is the leader, and I'm like, yeah, Salad, go Salad, great for her. So basically, even though she's not as strong as Kawaki or Boruto or even Mitsuki, she does have the skills required to be a leader, and that also counts when you're working as a team, especially in the world of ninjas. But then again, having said that, yes, I want her to be a leader, but I also want her to be strong. So hopefully, even in like, especially when it comes to the manga, we will get to see Salad get a power up. Basically, she has a power up in the manga. She has her Tree Tomoe Sharingan, so hopefully her Tree Tomoe Sharingan will be activated in this arc. Hopefully. Who knows? So we get to see Boruto, and of course he's feeling a certain type of way due to Kagura's death, because I think he kind of blames it on himself, because he might be thinking, you know what, I should have been able to prevent it. And we get this little montage of Boruto remembering all of the times that he interacted with Kagura and helping him way back during the earlier arcs. And yeah, Boruto ends up punching a wall, and then he turns around and he sees Salad, Mitsuki, and Kawaki coming in to check up on him, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And Boruto's like, "What's that to you guys? Leave me alone." And Salad is like, "Oh, don't be like that, Boruto. Don't be like that." Because yeah, Salad, Mitsuki, and Kawaki are Boruto's friends, and they're worried about him, and they want Boruto to open up to them. And yeah, Boruto calms down a bit, and this is where Salad, yeah, everyone is worried basically, and they're like, you know what, you told us that you have been taking Amado's pills in order to suppress the karma mark, but if you have been taking those pills, how the heck did you activate your karma mark in front of Funomashi? What's that about? Is Momoshiki going to take over your body again? And Kawaki is worried too, and Boruto's like, no, you don't necessarily have anything to worry about, because of course the pills are working, and my body has already undergone 80% Otsutsukification. The pills won't reverse that. My body will always remain 80% Otsutsuki. However, the pills have been benefiting me, because when that karma mark was activated, I could feel that I still retained control over my body. I knew what I was doing against Funomashi. I remember what happened. So that means that Momoshiki didn't take over my psyche, my body, my brain, and everything. So I'm okay. I can basically tap into the karma mark whenever I want to in order to extract power. However, you guys don't have to worry about anything, because I don't plan on relying on the Otsutsuki part of the karma mark in order to participate in the upcoming war. And Salad, Mitsuki, and Kawaki are like, okay, if you say so, then we trust you. And yeah, even though Boruto said that, I really want him to activate his karma mark and basically fight against Asari or Arumi. I want to see that. So let's see what happens. Moving on, we get to see Tenma, and of course Tenma didn't listen to his older brother, and he ends up, during the night when there's a whole lot of fog, Tenma decides to attack Chojuro. He gets on, he boards Chojuro's ship, and yeah, Chojuro was ready for him, because Chojuro, even though he doesn't look like it, he is a Kage level ninja. He is the Kage of his village, and of course he was ready. And we get to see this little fight between Tenma and Chojuro, and Chojuro ends up defeating Tenma, and I'm like, that wasn't very surprising. You could basically tell that Tenma was going to lose, because he didn't listen to Asari, and he ended up being very, very hard-headed. He wasn't thinking straight. And yeah, Chojuro's like, you know what? Everyone else, there's an all-out battle, and Tenma and Chojuro fight each other, and Chojuro wins, and Tenma's entire group that he was with has been defeated. And this is where Chojuro is like, you know what, Tenma, if you tell me right now what you guys are planning, I'll spare your life. And Tenma is like, I will never tell you what we're planning. And Chojuro is like, okay, it's your funeral. And Chojuro ends up killing Tenma, and Tenma ends up falling off the boat into the river below. And of course Asari sees that, and Asari is like, oh no, Tenma, why didn't you listen to me? And I'm like, Asari, really? You knew that Tenma was going to go and attack Chojuro. You could have tried to help him, or basically take him hostage and force him back off the ship, but that didn't happen. And I'm like, Asari, if you really wanted Tenma to live, you could have done something, but it is what it is. So after Tenma's dead, I really think that he's dead. So after Tenma's death, we get to see Chojiro's fleet end up attacking the Funato clan's ships, and yeah, Asari is like, okay, we need to retreat, and we see the ships sail away. And I'm like, okay, so with the ship sailing away, I guess now Chojiro might end up going towards the land because he knows that the Funato clan is planning something on land, and he might end up offering support to Boruto and the rest in the upcoming episodes. Let's see. And yeah, before the episode ends, we get to see Asari looking at Chojiro, and Asari is like, "You will pay for this, Chojiro. You will pay for this." And yeah, this is where the episode ends. It was an emotionally heavy episode again. I was not expecting Kagura to be killed off, but he's really dead. He's really dead. And the fact that Kagura ended up dying and Tenma ended up dying in the same episode, I think that that's going to cause even more drama between Boruto and Ikeda when they finally meet, because Boruto will be like, I lost Kagura, and Ikeda is like, well, I lost Tenma, and I basically might end up losing my sister as well. So that's going to give these two characters a whole lot of emotional baggage. That's probably going to be very interesting to see, because Boruto has his own anger inside of him, and Ikeda has his own anger inside of him. So I'm going to see how those two clash, because I don't think that Boruto will be using his Talk No Jutsu in order to make Ikeda see sense. It might work, but it won't be the first option that Boruto goes for, in my opinion. But yeah, I will be doing a written review of this for the Geek Theory. The link to my review will be down in the comment section below. As soon as the review goes up, let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.